Hello, good people of YouTube. Mountbatten here, and today we have your weekly replay live reaction video. By that, if you're new here, I mean that I am sitting down and watching this replay for the very first time with you guys, and that way you guys get my genuine live reactions to whatever it is that goes on in this match. So it's like we're sitting here and watching the replay together. And in today's video, we have a Massachusetts being featured, and that is the Massachusetts B, which is exactly the same as your standard Massachusetts, except that it has a nifty black camouflage. Today, our driver is Gahas, a member of T2 in Ranked. So, Ranked is a mode that I don't typically play too much of, especially during the school year, because my brain's pretty tired from when I, dealing with children all day, right? So I don't really feel like smashing it into a wall when I get home. If I want that, I'll go play War Thunder for a bit, right? So I typically avoid it except for like during my breaks and the summer months. But Massachusetts is 100% a ship that I would take into Ranked for reasons that I'm pretty sure we're going to see in today's video. So Massachusetts, what is it? Well, essentially it's an Alabama that someone took a hammer to the barrels because she has lower sigma than the Alabama, but she has improved secondaries with improved accuracy and reload time and range over the Alabama. So it's essentially a secondary-focused Alabama with an improved cooldown on her improved American battleship Hill, which helps her push her way through damage, because while the Alabama and Massachusetts have better armor than, let's say, the North Carolina, it's not quite as good as the armor on a Bismarck or a Tirpitz, right, for those brawling matches. So the improved cooldown time on the improved American Hill does help her out there. So all that makes her a very fearsome close quarters battleship, and she still has 9 16-inch American guns too, right? Those do most definitely hurt. It's like Gahas does have a secondary build on his Massachusetts, as he has his secondaries focused on the Kagero, who's currently in his secondaries dead zone. Here they go. Fires his main battery guns, has HE loaded up into tubes for the next salvo. Unfortunately, that Olin is eating a lot of damage already, as it seems that a decent part of the enemy team has gone to the A cap, the Kagero, the Mogami, and the Yumahari to be exact, and they are all focusing down the Oland, and there he goes. He's sunk in the first 2.5 minutes of the game. That's never a good place to start out your competitive matches, losing your destroyer that fast. So now we have a Kagero over here who's just living, well, his best life, undetected with a couple of battleships on his flank. Gahas gets the main battery guns off on the Mogami. Unfortunately, he did have HE loaded, so doesn't do an extraordinary amount of damage to the Mogami, but he does manage to start a fire. Speaking of fires, Gahas is on fire in 2 places right now, but his secondary guns are still focused on the Mogami. He popped his hill to get through these 2 fires. This should be a good shot on the Mogami if the shells land. The Mogami is showing him his stern, which gives these shells the full length of the ship to travel up and arm. However, of course, RNG says no. The shell hits one of the Mogami's turrets and bounces. You see that improved cooldown time there on that hill. Ooh, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Shells bond to the Mogami armor. There's his first kill of the match. But yeah, like you see there, he's already back down to a mere 25 seconds left on the cooldown for his hill. Well, the Yumahari has beached on the island, giving Gahas a beautiful broadside there. Let's see, gives him the rear turret, front turrets are reloaded, gives him both of them. Yumahari thankfully misses Gahas in return. 8,600 damage there, and beautiful shots. 18k removed from the Gahas along with its existence from the map, from the Yumahari. Tell you my brain's fried after I get home from work. But yeah, beautiful shot there on the Yumahari by Gahas. A nice, what you can call that 20k between the 2 salvos, right? However, unfortunately, the other destroyer has also perished. So now, the enemy team has all the destroyers, all the spotting, while Gahas's team has 3 battleships that are now chilling in the I-5 and J-5 square, because reasons. I mean, the Tennessee, granted, he's slow, so he's like just getting into battle, right? But the Brandenburg and the Chappie are also down there by him, instead of, well, spreading out over the map. So basically what they've done here is given the enemy team the entire map, because their ships are all in one corner of it and not spread out to where, the enemy ships have to fight for some map control. So now the enemy ships can just do whatever they want. Speaking of doing whatever they want, the Brandenburg does have his secondaries out on Gahas, and the Calgro takes out the other Brandenburg, so there we go. Gahas gets a pretty decent salvo there, 9,900 damage there on the Brandenburg. There's the torpedoes from the other Calgro. The enemy team, of course, so the cap points are flipped in the HUD, so the enemy team is getting no points right now, while the friendly team is getting some points, even though they don't have any caps, so the points are flipped. Red team's points to the green team's points, green team's points to the red team's points, right? Speaking of points, I'm assuming the Calgro is capping the B cap for the enemy team, as Gahas gets a nice hit there on the Tennessee, gets the firearm as well with his secondary guns. So, dang, the guys down south really just need to get a foot in that A cap, and the Chappie can really just go on that island right there around, what is that, G45, and hug that in cap. Looks like he's trying to do that right now. He's probably spotted, again, because the two DDs are still alive, while all the friendly DDs got sunk. So that's probably what he's trying to do, but he's going to have a real rough time doing that, especially with the Tennessee chewing on him, which is what I'm assuming the Tennessee is shooting at, because the Tennessee can't really see the other Tennessee from the angle that he's at, and given that the Tennessee has cruiser dispersion and battleship guns, that is a very scary thing to have shooting at you. However, it is a chunky boy, and this Tennessee is giving Gahas a very nice side shot there. Oh, there goes the Chappie. Ooh, 19k to the enemy Tennessee. Again, another great salvo from Gahas as the enemy Calgro takes out the Chappie. That is not who I was expecting to sink the Chappie. I was assuming the Tennessee was going to do that, but hey, the world's full of surprises. Close quarters expert there on the Tennessee. Okay, so now it is Gahas and a Massachusetts with, well, one hill left now, and a Tennessee on the other side of the map against 3 enemy ships, 2 of which are destroyers that can absolutely run circles around both the Tennessee and the Mass. The Mass isn't really that fast, 28 knots. Like, it's fast enough to be able to do things at Tier 8, but it's not fast enough to, just run away from a destroyer. So that's not a great situation that they're in at the moment. Brandenburg is also getting a secondaries on the Tennessee, and Brandenburg has many secondaries, so I don't think that Tennessee is going to be around for too much longer. Double fire from Gahas on the enemy Brandenburg, so that is very nice. Brandenburg's also going to have to show him a nice bit of side here, because he has to stay bound to the Tennessee, and that gives Gahas another decent salvo. I think 8k to the superstructure on the Brandenburg. Brandenburg is turning into Gahas now, so he's having to choose a tank between the Tennessee and Gahas at this moment, although he does go back in there to try and dodge that salvo from the Tennessee. Will Gahas be able to get the shot off in time? German torpedo tubes breaking on the Brandenburg, well, they always do. Ooh, just gets that shot off over the island, but the dispersion was not great. However, it doth not matter. There is kill number 4 for Gahas. Oh, so there's the Calgro at 12k HP. Oof. That's not good. Didn't catch up to the other Calgro. So, Gahas has a pretty tough call here. He can go grab the C cap, but by the time he does that, the Tennessee's, probably going to get sunk. Or he can go down to the A cap, capping the B cap in the process. But then the Calgro will probably just stay dark and keep the A cap contested. So he really needs to get as many caps as he can while still trying to stave off this Tennessee's death. Oh, beautiful shot there by the friendly Tennessee. Takes CAG down to 1,300 HP. CAG is smoking up. Will he make it in time? Ooh. Gahas is going to try for the blind fire here. Can he save it? Now, keep in mind, too, the Calgro, even though he's low HP, if this shot doesn't kill him, he can still just run around and simply not be spotted, because he's way more maneuverable than the Tennessee and the Massachusetts. And, oh my god, no. Okay. So the Calgro can control the engagement, because he's far stealthier than either of these two ships and far more maneuverable and speedy than either of these two ships. So this is not a great situation to be in. Now, if the Tennessee can at least still contest that cap, and if Gahas can cap the B cap, then they should win, because they'll win on 2 caps. Enemy team, however, has a 400-point advantage, and they're still gaining caps right now while these 2 caps are being capped, because, well, they still have the B cap. So while Gahas is about to flip this cap, they won't really start gaining points until he gets the B cap or the Tennessee manages to cap the A cap, because the Kagero can't reset him now because he's at such low HP. He can't shoot, right? He's in the smoke. He can't spot from the smoke, so he can't really do anything except throwing torpedoes. So the Tennessee can at least do some dancing for the next few minutes and keep that cap contested. They could win here. Or he can eat a wall of torpedoes and then the Kagero will get the A cap back. Speaking of torpedoes, here they come. Okay, so I think he's going to dodge those pretty easily. That was a widespread. And second salvo of torpedoes? No? Okay, so he does have the A cap at the moment. Up, here comes the second wall of torpedoes. He dodged that first wall pretty well, so let's hope he does the same here. It'll take at least one or two, I do believe, to sink him. Ooh, there we go. There's one. Down to 1,400 HP. Kagero spotted at 726 HP. Alright, alright. Get him. Get him. Okay. Tennessee's dead. RNG? RNG? Oh, that's not good. That is very much not good. So, dang. Enemy team is at 744 points, although right now they aren't getting any points because now the A and the C cap are captured. Gahas is in the B cap, and there goes the A cap. Okay. So, at least right now, the friendly team is at least gaining points on the enemy team. Once the A cap is flipped, then the enemy team will be gaining points. It might be at a rate enough to win in 8. I don't know. 8 minutes is a long time. So, this is going to be something, all right. All right, so here goes the B cap for the friendly side. There's the torps. Gahas does have HE loaded. Keep in mind, Gahas has no heals. So, any damage he takes, that's it. He can't get anything back. So this is very perilous for him. And there goes the A cap. Alright, so now the enemy team has a bit of a points gain. So, if I was the Kagero, I would just go and run to the C cap. Pop my engine boost, go to the C cap and cap that. Because now Gahas will have to go down to the A cap to contest it. So you can just keep running around in between the two caps. Granted, you know, the Kagero isn't the fastest ship, from my recollection, but it's still, again, faster than a Massachusetts. And again, he can control the engagement. And at this point, really just 2, maybe 3 torpedoes, and Gahas is cooked. So let's see, they're gaining 4 points every tick. He's at 392. The question isn't, can they catch up in 7 minutes? It's will the enemy team get to 1,000 before that, right? So it's a race. I don't know. That's still, you know, a 300-point disadvantage, and they only have to go 214 points until they went. Ooh, Kagero is close. He should be good there. Okay, perfect Massachusetts size gap in that torpedo spread. So we know he's somewhere. Again, I would assume he's going to the C cap, so he's somewhere about where Gahas is looking. That's where I think he's at least, judging on those torpedoes. Turns away from the A cap. Again, it's a tricky game. If you go straight to the A cap, well, makes him that much more of an easy target for the Kagero's torps. But also by turning out, he's delaying the capturing of the A cap and the contesting of the A cap. 6 minutes left on the clock. Pops a spotter. Spotter will fly out a couple kilometers away from the ship, and if the Kagero forgot to turn his forgot to turn his AA on, then that's it. Alright, so the Kagero is not going as hard as I thought he was going to be going to the C cap. I think he's maybe making the determination he has to sink Gahas here. Oof. This is a very dangerous game. Very scary game, too. This is a horror game, gentlemen. You don't know where the Kagero's at. We know that you can't see him right now, so he's not in that little bit of water to Gahas's left, to his right, to his front. So really somewhere in the shadow of this island, right? Somewhere in like the DBA line, going up toward the 1 line. So he's turning, because the Kagero probably threw torpedoes out at the other side of the island, anticipating him to just go, full tilt around that island. Enemy points are up to 850 now, fellas. They are a mere 150 points away from winning. They're getting 2 points, every 2 seconds? Every 3 seconds, okay. I don't know. It's going to be close if we go on points alone. But they're getting very close to being under 100 away from winning. All right, so I think Gahas is going to the B cap, thinking that the Kagro is going to contest the B cap, which wouldn't be a terrible decision from the Kagro. You know, give your team that much more of an advantage. Up there he is. There's the Torps. He's spotted again, so the Kagro has just come out of hiding. He's racing this torpedo here. Okay, he's got it. He's got it. He's got it. That was very close. Again, very close for a battleship with no hill. He's just being stalked down by this Kagro. Kagro is now like firing, trying to see if the Kagro is in the open water or not. The enemy team is now 110 points away from winning. That is my Discord and not yours, gentlemen. Okay, so he's going for the A cap now. I think he's realized he's kind of has to, because now the enemy team is 100 points away from winning the match. So he's got to touch that A cap at least. Yeah, and they're still 200 and something points behind the enemy team. There's the smoke. There's the smoke. So I believe the Kagro is probably going to try and sit in his smoke on the inside the cap. There's come the Torps. Oh, he's going to eat two. He only ate one. He only ate one. Oh my god, down to 17k HP. Okay, now he's literally a Torp hit or two away from death. And now the Kagro knows exactly where he's at, too. He knows that he's got to go for this cap. 926 points away. I'm sorry, 926 points. A mere 80 points away from winning. Now a mere 70 points away from winning. But Gahas has entered the cap. So now he's got to live for 3 minutes inside this cap circle with a Kagro that wants him dead. A Kagro running on pretty much max adrenaline rush here, too. There you go. Kagro gave him the widespread. Okay, so the Kagro either has to shoot him or torpedo him here in order to stave off defeat. Both are playing this very smartly. Alright, so now they go Kagro somewhere in the smoke or behind the island. Because that's where the torpedoes came from. Alright, the cap is about to be taken by Gahas. And the Kagro does nothing. Ooh. At 932 points, 68 points away from winning, Gahas has managed to stop the points. So now the Kagro, I would 100% be running to B. Or I would try to YOLO rush Gahas. That's the two options right now. He spotted up there. He is. Sailed too close to the sun. Gahas gives him the forward turrets. And that is it. Close quarters. Kraken unleashed there. Oh, that was a close quarters kill? Oh, it was a close quarters kill. Look at that. Dang. So that was a very tense match there at the end. It is crazy when you have ranked games that go down to that. 2,700 base XP. Hard carry from Gahas there for that match. Used pretty much, 90% of his ship's HP, getting Dreadnought as he rightfully deserves, along with 2 close quarters experts, a Kraken unleashed, and a high caliber. 161,000 damage done. 252 sector hits, 3 solo cap ribbons as well. Both of them were playing very smartly there at the end. That Kagro, a clanless Kagro, that is a rare sight to see someone playing that well. That hasn't had some type of clan experience there. Most players just would have gone gung-ho, guns blazing, maybe some YOLO rushing there at the end, but very smart play there too. And well, the Kagro would have had it if not for Gahas. So guys, if you have a replay like this that's of a good match, an interesting match, send it into the email linked in the description down below. This is again why I would highly recommend Massachusetts B. Guys, pick her up right now while the Black Friday event is live. Great ship for ranked, as you see here. And just a really fun ship overall, in my humble opinion. But yeah, if you have a replay like this, make sure to send it to the description down below, to the email linked in the description down below, or you can submit it via the replay submission channel on the community Discord, which a link to that is also in the description down below. Hope you guys have a wonderful Thursday, wonderful rest of your week. Hope to catch you guys in the next one.